Hello, YouTube. Today I'm going to be giving my response about the ARG ban list because apparently they are doing something that I had suggested to my friends for a long time, which is basically giving the ability to ban cards and control the format to the players versus Konami. So this is probably a nice idea. I mean, I'm not sure how I feel about ARG having this kind of control for doing it because they do only represent a fraction of the Yu-Gi-Oh community, not the whole community. So that does allow for certain biases with this. So I mean, that's interesting. So let's kind of look at what they hit in their ban list and go over it. The Gen release or original ban. I see that it stops people from playing the game, so that makes sense. Then we got Fusion Gate. That's part of a lot of FTKs and very time-consuming and annoying ones. So yeah, that makes sense. Laval Chain. Yep, that's another one. Basically, same thing as Fusion Gate. Necro Trisula. I understand why, because it is such a powerful monster, but it's really all that Necro to go for, so I kind of feel bad that that's getting banned, just because that's their main go-to card. Royal Magical Library ban, now that makes so much sense, and I'm thankful for that one being banned, just because of the FTKs and OTKs that had exist ever since that card is created. It is really made that card just highly annoying. Banning Emptiness, it doesn't really bother me. The card never really bothered me, but I see why they would want to ban it. It just does help control the game a little bit, make it slightly more fair. Let's go into Restricted to 1. They got Sir Membrane of the Burning Abyss. This card actually is on my list of cards I would hit on Burning Abyss if I felt they were a threat anymore. Just because this is the only card that creates all the loops, like with Dante, especially Summon Graph. Sir is the guy who creates all the loops, so if you hit Sir, you hurt the deck. El Sadal Contract. Now that one I understand because it is the most powerful Sadal monster, but I don't really want to see it hit the 1 because that hurts the deck just so much, hitting their boss monster down to 1. El Sadal Fusion. This card makes sense. I mean, it is like super polymerization for them right now, but I don't know. If it's the hit I almost wouldn't want to do to them. Then we have Bubble Man. I really don't understand what kind of OT combos there are with Bubble Man. The worst thing I know about Bubble Man combos is you are able to use them with special summon from your hand. Other than that, I can't see anything. Trios to 1, that's pretty fair, makes sense. Instant Fusion to 1, I disagree with hitting this card to 1, but I understand you're going to do this to make it so Norden won't cause too many problems. Mistake at 1, it's one of those cards that will cause it helps a few decks, but it more just makes the meta stronger, so I kind of disagree with this card. Necrod, the Unicorn. This card, yeah, I'll be honest, this one being hit to 1 actually hurt Necrox more than Brianna going to 1, and that's just because of the whole Kaleido Mirror with Herald combo and being able to revive Brionic and then search out anything. Hitting Unicorn to 1 and Brionic at 3 probably actually puts the deck in a pretty fair position already, if you kind of think about it. So that's interesting. I mean, I really kind of like something like that. Then we got windups and carriers and mains. This card at 1, it makes sense. I mean, he's been 1 in the OTG for a while now, and he still has not done anything. So if he's been 1 at the OTG, I don't think he's going to do anything in the TCG. So that's all I'm going to say with that one. Now let's go to the cards that they put at 2. we got Dante is at 2. They really hammer down on Burning Abyss and Sadals here. So, kind of disagree with that, but I understand it makes sense. Dragon Ravine, it is one of those cards people are still pretty scared of dragons, so that makes sense. Injector Hornet, Injectors aren't doing anything, blowing up cards are not as relevant as anymore, so this does make sense. But I kind of wish they would give Dragonfly at 2, because Injectors kind of need that so they can go back into being able to compete with the meta decks. Then we got Rector Rabbit at 2. This is pretty fair, since a lot of lower tier decks use a double Rector Rabbit would help them versus just having the one. Summoner's Arc at 2. Yeah, this definitely is a good idea with Ignites and the whole Clee started sending out Scout. 2 Torrential Tributes. I agree with that. That's a pretty good spot to put it, especially since it's a really powerful card, and I don't know, I feel like certain decks can benefit from that. Now 2 Wind-Up Magicians. Yeah, Wind-Ups haven't done anything in a while, so I don't see where having 2 Wind-Up Magicians is actually going to hurt this game at all. So let's look at cards that are no longer banned for this ARG ban list. Is Chaos Torture and Dark Hole. I'm just going to say one thing with those 2 cards is those cards should have been at free before you unbanned Blackluster Soldier and Regeki, but Global and Sword 7 not going to do anything. Now they also have this thing in their article where they explain why they hit cards on the ban list the way they did. So the gen basically not being played. Same thing with Vanities, not letting your opponent play. Fusion Gate, the FDKs, Heroes. They don't really explain Bubble Man, but they explain why they don't want Stridos at free. Laval Chain, they basically say this card is part of too many combos that just makes them unfair. Trasula, they just say it creates a domination effect, but I mean, you take away that, what are the cloths really doing that's making them relevant, unless you give them at least one really powerhouse. But that's me. Now, Royal Magic Library, they're basically saying they preemptively banned this card for like Chicken Race and all those new loops that are just going to make it go into a lot more FTKs and OTK formats that are not going to be fun for us to be playing in. Then we got Sir, which basically they explain it is because of the loop combos that I'm talking about. El Fusion, they don't really explain this one. Now, Instant Fusion, it is a preemptively as well for the whole Norden, like I said. So, not too surprising. I mean, that's just how they are. Now, Zen mains and stuff. So, I mean, I'm also going to leave the link to this in the description in case you guys want to check this out and review it a lot more, so you kind of know what this is, and we can actually get into a big discussion with it. So, I mean, I'd like to hear your guys' thought. I mean, what do you think if we actually had the whole community behind an idea like this, where we're voting on cards and we're making these changes to make the game fair and balanced, so actually a lot more decks can win, and it's actually a very diverse meta where you almost have in those final 8 spots like 8 completely different decks instead of 3 or 5 of the same decks and then different decks. So, I mean, this is actually the whole idea of my channel, is to get us into these diverse points and where the meta isn't somewhat of a controlled thing. I think this is a good idea because it basically like following the rules of what Smogon does for Pokemon, which is it gives the meta and the control to players so people can actually enjoy playing with Pokemon that they don't normally get the chance to by using these lower tiers and making the game competitive for them with those tiers. So I mean, this is an interesting idea to put into Yu-Gi-Oh! And it's something I think as us the players we needed to do for a long time, since Konami doesn't want to do their part to make sure this game is healthy. So I think this is the right direction, but I'm not so sure how I feel about our ARG controlling this, since it is only a small community. It isn't like a really high percentage of the community that was doing it. So let me know what you guys think. Have a great day. See you again. Please like, rate, or subscribe.